Evelyn shuffled along the overgrown path, her cane tapping the stones beneath the thick blanket of fallen leaves. The ancestral home stood as a forgotten memory, vines clinging to its once grand facade. The air carried whispers of nostalgia and secrets. She had never thought she would return. Arriving at the family plot, she discovered her father's grave beneath a canopy of ancient oaks. Adjacent to the grave was a meticulously maintained bed of roses, appearing freshly cut. It reminded her of the work done by the family gardener, whom Evelyn had heard had passed away years ago, devoted to the family and her father until his dying day. Perhaps he, too, was bound by the same force that brought her back. A gentle rustle of leaves and the soft thud of soil being turned over were followed by the unmistakable snip-snip of shears. Intrigued, Evelyn followed the sounds. A familiar hat caught her attention amidst the greenery, worn by a hunched figure clipping a weed from the rose bed. Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling that she was trapped in a terrible nightmare. It was Mr. Thompson, the loyal soul who had tended to the garden in her youth, now present in the family plot of roses. As he turned, Evelyn's heart skipped a beat. His face bore the unmistakable pallor of the afterlife, ghostly eyes staring through the veil of time. "Miss Evelyn," he groaned, his voice carrying an otherworldly resonance, petals falling from skeletal hands. A skeletal mouth seemed to form a haunting smile. "Are you ready to join the family tree?" Panic set in, and Evelyn tried to flee, but the sounds of footsteps and familiar voices pursued her. They spoke as they had not since her childhood. Racing into the woods, roots pursued, winding around her legs. Spectral hands emerged, leading her to a secluded plot of space reserved for her in the ever-growing family tree. The faces of her lineage watched from the branches and flowers, expressions filled with pride. Despair overwhelmed her. "No, I don't want to be a part of this haunted place, but it belongs to you, as you belong to it," her father's voice echoed, a spectral hand patting her elderly head. "That's why you returned, Evie." More warm hands came, patting her until she lost feeling beneath their weight. They were smothering, pushing, and shaping, accompanied by a constant scent of flowers. "This is where you belong,"